Hello, welcome back to the Cricket Nerds. Today, me and Benji are going to be talking about day one of the third test match between India and England, in which India is probably the happier of the sides coming into the end of the day. They've looked really strong with the bat after a shaky start. So, Benj, what are your initial thoughts after the day's play?
Today's play, well, definitely India's day, without a shadow of a doubt. Bit of a slow over rate, I thought today. Only 86 overs bowled in the day by England. More precious World Test Championship points that they're going to get fined, I imagine, which is,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, already losing 19 points is ridiculous, but that's a separate topic altogether about how stupid over rates and World Test Championship things are. But what happened today? Well, yes, it looked really good, didn't it? I was asleep for the first three wickets. Unfortunately, three wickets fell in the first 9 overs. Mark Wood looking phenomenal. Yashavi Jaiswal and Shubman Gill both edging off to Mark Wood. Um, Tom Hartley gets a wicket in his first over as well to remove Rajat Patidar, and suddenly, yeah, India are looking quite scared at 33 for three. But then a 204-run partnership between Rohit Sharma and Ravi Jadeja really have pulled India back into the game. Um, Rohit dropped on about 20 by Joe Root, which, how expensive is that drop going to be for the game? But I think the two of them just batted really well today. It was the partnership that they needed. Jadeja really bringing that extra star power back into the side with Kerr Rahul and Shreyas Iyer left out. I think Rahul through injury. I think Shreyas Iyer has just been dropped,
Yeah. Yeah, it's just been
which
dropped.
seems harsh. Yeah, the Indian side obviously missing Virat Kohli. So it's but it is what it is. They have to do what they can with their side. But yeah, I think it was a great innings from Rohit and Jadeja. It took a really fiery spell from Mark Wood to finally get rid of Rohit. It was a short ball tactic, sorry, on what's actually been a very good pitch to bat on. I think after the first sort of hour of today's play, it's flattened out and it's looked really well, really good. And yeah, awesome work for Mark Wood for being able to take that wicket. But Zach, what and then main story of the day after Rohit's, I want to call it a Uncle 100. It was a decent 100, but debutant Sarfaraz Khan, who we have been calling to come into the India side for what feels like years now, came out and played a very spicy innings. What did you think to that, Zach?
Yeah, he played very well. I mean, Sarfaraz Khan has always been a confident player when we've seen him play in the IPL as well. Um, and he just looks so assured at the crease. He's got so much time on his hands. And it's just the consistency with which he's been scoring his runs in the Ranji Trophy. He's been consistently getting big scores, and it's obvious that he's a very class batsman. And today he just played with ease. It's like he'd been playing Test match cricket his whole life, and yeah, it was just a very, very good innings from him. I mean, the Indian experience inexperience showed today because they've obviously got a wealth of talent. That's without a shadow of a doubt. We know that Indian cricket will produce cricketers forever. Um, and today, players like Shubman Gill, Rajat Patidar, and Yashasvi Jaiswal, their inexperience showed in that when Mark Wood was bowling at the start, they weren't necessarily playing him late. That extra pace, you've got to play the ball really late under your eyes, and that's why they were getting edges behind. And Rajat Patidar, I mean, his wicket off Tom Hartley, if that was Virat Kohli coming in at number four or Kerr Rahul even coming in at number four, they probably wouldn't have just tried to feel bat on ball at that stage and edged it. There's a bit of extra bounce in there for the spinners, a bit of swing early on for the fast bowlers. So it wasn't necessarily the easiest pitch to bat on, but as the day went on, you could just tell the pitch was a lot nicer to play, especially in the conditions. So you've got to make the most of those early conditions, and hopefully England can do that tomorrow from an English fan's perspective to try and get out a few of those Indian batsmen and restrict them.
Yeah,
Because for India, especially with the where they were at 230 odd for three, they're probably looking quite big. What do you reckon is a decent first innings score on this pitch?
I mean, I think India were looking at 400 plus. Um, I mean, they do have 5 wickets to go. Jadeja and Jarrell are probably their only recognised batters. Ashwin will probably score a handy 30,
Yeah,
or he'll do
annoying
an
England's.
Ashwin thing and score an annoying 100, which will really put us into the ground.
Yeah,
Um, I think it'll be really important for England to start quickly tomorrow. If Jadeja can barbecue a couple more of his batting partners, that would be fantastic. He absolutely roasted Sarfaraz Khan earlier, trying
yeah,
to go for his So if you didn't see, Jadeja was trying to go for his 100th run, set off for a run, sent Sarfaraz back because he hit it straight to mid off, and then Mark Wood smashed the stumps to pieces
yeah.
from mid on, which was a really good run out. But
I
I
think
did feel a
Sarfraz
bit
is
just
still disappointed. I mean, you saw his face when he was sat in the
yeah.
dressing room after like 3 overs had passed since it happened, and he was just absolutely dejected on debut.
I
I
mean,
mean,
Rohit's reaction
okay.
was
Yeah,
amazing. He got his cap and he threw it to the floor in anger.
yeah,
So I think the captain's going to have a few words with Jadeja,
yeah.
would be my guess.
Yeah, you better
Um,
score a double century now.
yeah, he better score big runs. But yeah, look, it was a good day of Test match cricket. I think, as you say, um, India are going to be the happier of the two sides after the first day. I think they've got probably a bit more than their noses in front. If they can get another sort of 80 runs early on in the day, get to that 400 mark, anything above 400 is a bonus, and then really put that pressure back onto England with the extra spin and bounce that was there for the spinners. I think Jadeja, particularly, will be eyeing that up.
Mm,
I think Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav are going to be dangerous. And actually, I think this suits Mohammad Siraj as well. I think the swing that Anderson was getting, the nip off the seam that Mark Wood was getting, especially in the first sort of 10, 20 overs of the day, I think that's going to really play into India's hands.
yeah,
Of course, Bumrah will probably get 10 wickets in the match or something like that, knowing
yeah,
him. And I tell you, if Mohammed Shami was playing, I would be quaking in my boots
yeah. He's
because this
skilled,
is
isn't
the type of wicket that Shami would come out and would just take wickets upon wickets upon wickets. But yeah, thankfully, from an England perspective, he's still injured. So,
he?
you
Yeah.
know, some swings and roundabouts. But yeah, it's a good day of Test cricket. I think it's going to be a good Test match.
Well, I
Is
hope
my
so.
feeling.
Yeah, I really hope so. I mean, it it depends on how England respond because for me, this is the first day of this series where England have showed a lack of intensity at times.
Yeah.
I thought aside from that first period before drinks, when England got all those wickets, I felt like although England kept going at India, they didn't give up at all. It was hard during that partnership, but I just felt they were lacking in intensity. There were a few mistakes here or there. There
What
were a
did you think
few
about the missed review chances? Yeah.
yeah, things like that. It's just in the first test match, you saw how excited England were and the intensity, and they burned all their reviews within 14 overs. Today, they were a bit more relaxed with the reviews. And I don't know if that comes from just they just didn't think it was out. Well, obviously they didn't think it was out, but they just seemed to, yeah. Sometimes you just got to have a look. Sometimes you got to give a tactical review where you think, well, it's at least umpire's call.
Yeah.
Like the one that hit, I think it was Sarfaraz or Jadeja on the foot, and you're thinking, well, yeah, have a look at that one because that might be umpire's call. When I saw that, I was thinking, yeah, that seems like it's out, and it was. But there we go. And then the one where Rohit Sharma, I think it was to Rahan Ahmed, he it hit. They thought it hit the glove. Sometimes those things can happen, so I let them off with that one. But the other one, they should have at least had a go. But yeah, it's a shame because we could have got wickets early. The other thing is Ben Folkes didn't have the best day at all with the gloves as well. He made a few mistakes, but I expect him to
Yeah.
bounce back. I mean, he's still class. But yeah, just a few little things that lacked intensity. However, to come away from this day, India 5 down, if you get a couple early, if India don't make 400, then England would have felt like they burgled them out in that
Yeah.
way. So that will be what
I
England are looking to do. India looking to keep going, big runs, Ashwin, Jarrell, make some partnerships as well, and get them up to 450 plus.
Yeah,
So
I think so.
yeah,
I mean, even if Kuldeep sticks around for 20 or 30 runs
yeah,
in the
that's
morning,
annoying,
that'll
isn't it?
be handy. Jarrell and Ashwin, especially, will be looking to score. Jadeja will want to push on. If
Mm,
he'll be looking to get to the 150 mark, I think probably probably if he gets through the first hour,
yeah,
and then, that sort of second hour up to lunch and the first hour after lunch will be when they'll really try and cash in, is what I'll think. In terms of England's recipe for success, it's obviously bowling them out early. But with the bat, who do you think really need to perform?
Joe Root especially. I mean, he's been lacking in runs. He needs a good batting wicket and some time at the crease. Get himself up to 50 and then push on from there. That should be his get goal tomorrow. He doesn't need to come out attacking from ball one. There's no pressure on a pitch like this to feel like your wicket's around the corner. So yeah, he just needs to apply
Yeah,
himself and hopefully the
yeah,
rest will bat around him because when
yeah,
that
yeah.
happens, that's when England post big totals.
Agree,
So
agree.
yeah,
I agree. Roots really important. I think Bairstow as well. He's due a score. But for me, I actually think the real importance is going to be in that top order. You know,
yeah,
Crawley, Duckett, and Pope. I think they need to come out with some intensity. They need to score quickly, but also protect their wickets because they've been scoring quickly, but occasionally throwing their wickets away in this
yeah,
series so far.
no, agree.
If we're 50 for three, it will mean that we're relying a lot on, the Joe Root, Bairstow. We need one of them to stick around a bit, bat with Root. Maybe if we're 120 for two, that's okay, and go from there. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great test match. Please stick around for us through the rest of this series. We're trying to bring content as much as possible. Zach and I are going to try and be do something each day this week. James is on holiday at the minute, loving life, playing golf every day. So, we're a bit jealous of that. So bear with us if we miss a day. We're going to do our best. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. All the information is in the link tree in the description. And if you want to become a member, because that is an awesome way to support the channel. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.